Hello, and welcome, my friends, to the next video in the Create Better Content series, where I show you how to tap into your creativity so that you never run out of content ideas again. I'm Penny, and I'm going to be guiding you through this creative content development process. I want to teach you how to create more engaging, more remarkable content to post that's going to help you reach more qualified customers online. And if you want to learn more about creativity and how this can help you develop your content marketing plans, I'd love to see you hit that button and subscribe to the channel. So we are continuing on with my celebration month. It's part birthday and part work anniversary, where I'm actually celebrating 24 years in business as a marketing consultant. 24 years. Wow. Okay. In this video, we're going to keep talking about storytelling and how it relates to the problems that your product or your services, whichever that you sell, solves for your customers. I want to share with you another personal story that's going to give you one of the best examples that I know that's going to show you how to marry storytelling content with your customers' challenges. So let's get into it today. One of your most successful pieces of content is when you are able to create posts about solving your customers' problems. And that's going to be our focus today. Because when you can show your customers how your business can help them face their challenges, it does more than just solves their problem. It helps to build trust. And the real value comes with your content. It's not about how often you say, buy here, click here, sign up now. It's not how often you're promoting your business. It's about how often you're able to show them how you can solve their problems. So let me walk you through a personal story about how to understand your customers' pain points. Now you got to listen very clearly, because at the very end of this, I want to run through some questions with you. So settle in and listen. In 2017, we got a golden retriever puppy named Cooper. And during that time, we actually had another golden retriever named Winston in our home. Cooper is my third golden retriever. So I can honestly say that I am quite familiar with all the challenges and the golden love that comes with bringing that breed into your home. I'm used to the constant walks all day. Definitely used to their size and that weird thing that they do when they bring you a sock or a shoe when you come home. And I was always used to all that golden hair on the floor because, they shed so much. But what I wasn't used to having is when you have two golden retrievers who both shed so much that there were just daily tumbleweeds of hair that would roll past you as you watch TV in the living room. Yeah. And two large Goldens meant that I was struggling to keep my floors clean. So after the first year of having both dogs, my old vacuum cleaner broke because all that hair got twisted in the vacuum and it just pretty much stopped working. So I head out to the store. I went and bought another vacuum cleaner, like an updated version of the original one that I had, and continued on with trying to keep my floors clean. But by the second year, my second vacuum actually broke. This one, the hair was so badly tangled in that vacuum brush. I tried to untangle it. I tried my best to get that thing out there. And once it got really tangled and it got all up in there, there was no way that this vacuum was going to work again. It was so frustrating because all I just wanted to do was find something that would clean my floors. So by the time that one broke and it was time for the third vacuum, I was like, okay, let's spend a little bit more time doing some research on this. How am I going to find something that's going to stand up to all these all this dog hair? And when I was talking little dog hair, we're talking golden retriever dog hair, which is a lot of dog hair. So I did a whole bunch of research and read reviews about other people who had dog hair problems. And I finally found my new vacuum cleaner. And I can tell you to this day that it is still working and thankfully still cleaning up the dog hair every week to clean my floors, right? So now, if I was to ask you, what you thought my pain point was in the story, what would you say? Would you say that I needed a vacuum that's going to pick up like really excessive amounts of dog hair? Or maybe I just needed a vacuum that didn't break? Is that my real pain point? Is that why I spent hours online reading reviews about vacuum cleaners? Because if you think that's the correct answer, then I'm sorry to tell you, my friend, you are wrong. My pain point is that I wanted to clean my floors. I wanted to clean my floors. If you didn't catch that, hit the pause button, rewind this a little bit, and go back and hear the story again. And you will see how many times I tell you, I just wanted to keep my floors clean, right? So if my true pain point is to clean my floors, buying the right vacuum isn't the only solution. I could have shaved my dogs so they wouldn't have been all that hair. I could have pulled up the carpet and put down hardwood floor, so I would just need to, sweep it up every now and then. And I'm sure I could get like even more super creative with some more answers, but I think you get the point. And that's the point that I want to make here about pain points and challenges and problem solving. Because sometimes the most obvious answer isn't always the pain point that's going to get someone to buy from you. You need to do a little bit more digging into your customers' true problems. That was a really important piece right there, and I want to repeat that sentence again. Sometimes the most obvious answer isn't always the pain point that's going to get someone to buy from you, right? So when you do all this digging into your customers' true problems, that's when you're going to understand the problem that your business, your product, your services solves, right? So then you take your research, and within that research, you include the pain points, and you can find a way to incorporate that into some storytelling content, really similar to what I just shared with you about the vacuum. I explained to you the story. I walked through the process of what was going on with my dogs and how I wanted to clean my floors. And I didn't just go through one, I went through 3 vacuums. That's a huge pain point right there. But it was just about cleaning my floors. That was the important piece that I want you to take away from this as I'm sharing that story with you. And when we can share that our product and service is the solution, that's when it all really starts to resonate with customers, especially when it comes to social media. Content is the key to developing this relationship with your customers. And when it comes to this content marketing stuff, we all know this. Everybody's out there reading and scrolling and looking and searching and all Googling and all of that stuff. Everybody is in constant need of new, valuable content that's worth their time, because what they're trying to do is solve whatever the issue is that they're dealing with at the time. And when you're trying to solve these problems by showing this through your content, there's one of the best things that you can do. There's one approach that I think almost every small business can get behind. Every small business can use this type of content, and that is educational content. And this is like a type of storyteller that sells the business it sells your business, I should say, really connects your business to the customer without just a hard sell of the product or the service, right? And I'm sure that your community has plenty of challenges and questions that they need help with. And I can honestly say that studies do show that customers are more likely to buy from a business after they have consumed some form of educational content. And this content can come in the form of a blog post. This content can come in form of a video series. This content can come in the form of something of me going to your website, downloading your email opt-in. It could be a 3-part series of that, educational information with actionable advice. Yes, actionable advice. So it's not just about educating, but we're telling you this is what the problem is and this is how you're going to solve it, right? And this is what's going on with this kind of educational storytelling, I guess is a good way of saying this. And you want to show them how valuable your products or service are. And you want to show and tell them that your business can solve these problems, that your business is the solution to their challenges, and you are the one to choose over your competition. So in order to solve these problems for your community, you need to understand who they are so you can address the specific problems that they have. Think back to my story about the vacuum. What was my pain point? What was it about me as this consumer that needed this special and quite honestly, very, very expensive vacuum? What was it about me? What was the situation going on? Because I didn't have just one golden retriever, I had two. And the amount of hair that was being, cleaned up by the vacuum, if it wasn't a good vacuum and it wasn't a highly expensive vacuum, quite honestly, it was going to break. And I didn't want to have to keep buying a new vacuum cleaner every single year because of that. So that was my problem. That was my challenge. That was very specific pain point to me. So I want you to think about this from this perspective, right? Do your homework on your customers and focus on the problem-solving, actionable advice that you can share with them in the storytelling content that you create. Think of it like this. Valuable content can drive sales. And if you want to increase your revenue, if you want to make more money, you want to grow your business, especially grow your business online, you need to start creating more valuable content, more steps to help them do something, show them they can do something easier or faster or save money on something, whatever it is that your product or service does to help them. You need to spend some time thinking about your customers. You need to spend some time thinking about the pain points that they're dealing with and the challenges that they're struggling through. And as I keep going back to my vacuum story, remember that the obvious ones aren't always the answer. So dig a little deeper into the point of asking it, what's in it for your client? What's in it for the customer? What's in it for them? It's not just a feature, it's a benefit. And when we think about features and benefits, we think about the differences between them. And the benefit is how it helps them. And it could help them in an emotional place. It could help them from a financial place. It could help them from the fact that, like with me and my vacuum cleaner, I got to a point where it did not matter how much the darn thing cost. I was going to fix this problem. And the problem was more important to fix it and to get clean floors than it was for me at that moment to think about how much money I was going to be spending on the vacuum. Which, by the way, is still, that even though it was a highly expensive vacuum, it's still here with me because I had done my research and I did my reviews and I was actually reading reviews from people who had dog hair problems, just like me. So the pain problem was not the vacuum. The pain problem was the dog hair problem. So I would highly advise you to do your homework on your customers and dig deep into understanding what their problem is and where it's coming from. Where, like I said, it just because we think, oh, somebody just wants something cheaper or they just want something quicker, and that's just a quick throwaway thing that we could use. Also know, as you're trying to use educational content, teaching somebody how to do something quicker and faster, yes, that's good to do, but is it going to help solve their problems? So I'm going to advise you, when you think about what problem that you solve and to incorporate that into your storytelling content, to really do some homework and really think about what kind of valuable content that you can create that's going to resonate with them, where they could just read this and they can understand and they can start nodding their head going, oh my God, that's me. I so get this. Because people do business with people with businesses that they have consumed educational content with. So if you really want someone to buy from your business, you need to think about how you can satisfy this kind of customer need and use solution oriented type of thing. They have a need, you have a solution, right? So if you can do that with your products, you can do this with your content. But here's the thing. If you can't show that you have a solution with your content, whether it's storytelling content, educational content, actionable advice content. You may just have trouble even convincing people that your business can do this with your product or your services. Think about that one for a minute. So thank you so much for joining me today on this creative process. If you've enjoyed this content about creativity, I hope you'll consider subscribing to this channel. And if you're ready to dig into the deep work of developing your content marketing strategy, the link is below to subscribe to the Create Your Business program. And you'll get content like this that I talked through in this video. You will get some really good actionable advice content that's going to show up in a monthly interactive workbook into your inbox every month. And you'll also get a box of creative tools that's going to show you how to tap into that right side of your brain so you can learn how to develop your content marketing plans in a new way that's going to ensure that you're going to never run out of content ideas again. You are magnificent, my friend, and let me be the first to say, I'm proud of you. Until next time.